Willie D Live.
What's up, family? 1 month after Nolan Wells' body washed ashore on Horn Island in Mississippi, a dearth of answers about what actually happened has led strangers nationwide to fill in the void with speculation, vitriol, and even death threats. Yeah, fam. Death threats seem to only be, pursued on one side because so far they've made 3 arrests for people who allegedly threatened Nolan's friends, but no arrest for all the people who have threatened Ben Crump Sharpton, Nolan Wells' parents, other family members, content creators, journalists. Yeah, there's nobody on that side at all. Just on one side, just on that one side. I guess they are more motivated or something. I don't know. Maybe they're special or something, I guess, and we're supposed to believe in fair and impartial justice. Yeah. So, yeah, fam. So the word on the street is this case has divided Mississippi. Mississippi, the once tranquil, racially harmonious state, somehow now racially divided, and it was Al Sharpton and Ben Crump that stoked the racial divide. They're the ones. They did it. They caused Mississippi to be separated because the blacks and the whites and everybody else was just getting along perfectly before Nolan Wells died. I think that the families of some of the young men who were found dead before Nolan Wells and after Nolan Wells would say differently. Yeah, I'm talking about the ones who were found dead under mysterious circumstances, and there was suspicions that either law enforcement or some other white folks killed them. Yeah. And the medical examiner, who is the same medical examiner for Nolan Wells, found nothing wrong. She did not suspect foul play. She suspected everything else, but no foul play. Just time and time again. It don't matter if they hang or drown. Don't matter if they get shot or ran over. Somehow, some way, it was a suicide. It's just the manner of death and cause of death just can't be determined. She just can't figure it out. Yeah. So it has taken a dark turn, though, fam. At first, I think that it was just a situation where a young man was found dead and, was first missing, suspected of being dead, right? I called it day 1. Many of you called it day 1. And then when we got proof that he was dead, we kind of collectively had a pretty good idea of who was responsible. But it just appeared that law enforcement was not interested in solving Nolan's case from the time he was declared missing. It was the mother and the father who were the first investigators on the case. It was the father who went out on a boat on Horn Island to search for his son. He caught a ride with one of the coaches. The coach actually called him. A salute to that coach who called, man, doing God's work. He called the father and said, hey, man, you want to go out? I got a boat. You want to go out? I can take you out there and we can go look for him. And they went out there and they did the work of the police. The police should be ashamed. I'm talking to y'all directly. I know y'all be watching. I'm talking to you directly right now. The police in Ocean Springs, Mississippi should be ashamed of other people doing their work. Either, if you're not ashamed, It's either because you just don't care or your ass is lazy. Either way, that's sorry. That is a sorry excuse for a member of law enforcement. We expect better out of y'all. I would feel very incompetent if regular civilians were out there doing my work. They're doing investigative work. They're going to get the phone. They're tracking the phone. They're going to get the keys to his car. They're asking questions that I know y'all not asking. I already know you're not asking these questions. If y'all out there asking questions, this is how much I don't trust you. You're only asking questions to coach. That's right. You're only asking questions to coach. I do not believe none of you are interested in Nolan Wells' family getting justice. Because if you were, you'd already have some people arrested. It don't take much. There is overwhelming evidence that y'all trying to minimize, y'all trying to play these mind Jedi tricks, acting like that call don't mean nothing, trying to act like we didn't hear what we heard, trying to act like those boys going dark on the web don't mean nothing, scrubbing their social media accounts, returning Nolan's phone with all of his messages erased. If nobody's guilty, why was the messages erased? Why were the messages erased? If you're not guilty, if nobody's guilty, nobody did anything, nothing nefarious happened. Why? So now they're trying to act like this case actually divided Mississippi. Let me say this, man. I know a few guys in Mississippi who are riders. I mean steppers, real steppers, solid dudes. I mean get down dudes, right? I know those type of dudes. They're in Mississippi and they're not going nowhere. But there are other guys in Mississippi and they want things to be just as quiet. They say they want justice, but they know what justice look like. And they know that boy was killed, but they're scared to death. And they want Ben Crump out of there. They want Al Sharpton out of there because they're scared of what might happen to them. They're scared that if Ben Crump and Al Sharpton keep snooping around and all these content creators and journalists and psychotherapists keep talking, it's going to rile up the base. And they're going to put their hoods on. You know, right now they don't wear hoods. They wear uniforms. Yeah. You didn't know they wear uniforms. Police uniforms, nursing uniforms, doctor uniforms, bus driver uniforms. They wear city uniforms, government uniforms. Yeah. You know, fireman uniforms. Yeah. You know. Yeah. But see, when you rile them up, they just go crazy. They go apeshit. They put on the hoods and they go ride. And that's what they're afraid of. Say, man, let me tell you something. You can't reason with a bully. You can't satisfy a bully. The bully is going to bully. So you want me to tell me you'd rather just sit around and just wait on your turn to be bullied. You rather just sit around. You want everybody to shut up, be quiet, instead of trying to really, because you know damn well if everybody be quiet, justice damn sure ain't coming. You know, it ain't likely to come anyway. But you know if everybody be quiet, it damn sure ain't coming. So what you gonna be doing is just sitting around waiting on it to happen again. And when it happen again, you're gonna do the same thing. Because if it becomes a big thing, and it gets outside of that whatever little old country hick town in Mississippi this time around, or the next time around, then civil rights attorneys are going to be on that too. And content creators and journalists are going to speak on that too. and you're going to do the same thing again. Ooh, y'all just leave us alone. Y'all don't know. We out here. Y'all don't know how it is. We ain't got to be in Mississippi to know what justice is supposed to look like. If you got a brain, you know right from wrong. And you also know that you can't reason with a bully. You got to stand up to a bully. You got to hit the bully with more force than the bully has ever considered. It's got to be the kind of force that the bully didn't even know you had in you. It's got to be the kind of force where the bully wakes up in the clouds. You got to be like that. All that pussyfooting around, tiptoeing and all that stuff, man. If you want to live like that, go ahead. But everybody ain't with that. You know, when you're dealing with powerful entities, the best thing that you can do is expose them. They count on fear tactics. They count on your silence so that they can continue to do what they do. The problem is some of our people, we have mastered the art of suffering in silence. Yeah. So you got one side over here that claims that they're being defamed and all of this type of stuff. Then you got another side over here that's actually being defamed, but they ain't calling out names. They ain't hiring no defamation lawyers. I would say if anybody got a right to be protected, it would be the grieving family. Shouldn't we all, like, if we say that that's what we believe in, shouldn't all of us be on Christine Wells and Elmore Wells' side? Should we be right there to lift him up? Shouldn't all of us be like that? I mean, irregardless of color, right? Shouldn't all of us, if we want righteousness, if we're decent, God, throw God in there, sometimes people get right when you say God, so I'm gonna throw God in there. What about God? You believe in God for real? Or what kind of God which God you believe in? Because some of y'all don't. Some of y'all be praying to a different type of God, Some of y'all like them slave owners, they murder babies and, stomp out pregnant women with horses and boots and all that kind of stuff, burn people alive, cook them and all and eat them. And then pick up the Bible and go to talking about God. I can't stand you. Yeah, I know you though. I know you. I studied you. Yeah. So yeah, the case is taking a dark turn. It's taking a dark turn, and it's almost like Nolan ain't even the story anymore. Now the story is his friends, acting like they were the ones who was killed. Acting like they're the ones who suffered a great loss. If Nolan, they all keep talking about how great of a guy Nolan was. If Nolan was so great to you, if you really believe that, why don't you come forward and tell what you know? If Nolan was so great, such a great friend, how come you didn't call his mom and dad and say, my condolences? How come you didn't send no flowers to the funeral? You didn't have to show up to the funeral. Okay, let's just say you didn't want to be there because you were being blamed. You had to show up. I know if I feel for the family, if I got some type of empathy for the family, I can't make it. I send flowers. I send a card. I pick up the phone and call and offer my condolences. If any of y'all did that, if I'm one of y'all come to me, I'm a lawyer. Y'all want my help. Y'all want me to help y'all. Y'all want me to help get people off y'all. That's one of the first things I'm going to ask. Have you reached out to the family? How come you didn't reach out to the family? Well, that would have been a good thing had you done that. If you'd just called to offer your condolences. How come y'all didn't go out there and search for Nolan? You know, you loved him so much. He was such a great guy. How come y'all didn't go out there and search for him? Perhaps you already knew his fate. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.